Well, hey guys and girls, I want to wish those of you that are going to watch this video a happy Father's Day. I also want to take this opportunity to let people know the reason I've shot this video this morning is that tonight at 8:30 on the Sunday Night Rant, my platform has been selected to use to announce the largest industry initiative that has been launched in recent memory, and I'm going to be having a guest on at 8:30 tonight to actually launch that. Hey Scott, how are you, Scott Dutton? I'm not using Zoom, that's why I can see your name. Oh, there's a guy, by the way, Scott Dutton. Talk about pivot. I mean, his business has grown through COVID-19 because he made the shift to be BIW, best in the world at virtual training. And anyway, hey Karen Terry, hey to everyone, happy Father's Day. I want to also let you know that yesterday I had 0% in my clearance rate, and the reason why you didn't see any of my auctions is because there were no good ones and none sold. So it wasn't a great day. I don't think it was so much the market. I think it was the kind of properties. Hey Peter, good to see you. I'll see you on Tuesday night, Peter Diamantidis. There's another one of my real estate gym members that I think he does, I can't remember, I think he does 180 sales a year. That's right, those numbers are correct. Anyway, guys and girls, the reason I'm shooting this video is that there is a possibility also today, later on in the afternoon, that Daniel Andrews is going to, Craig, I did 3 auctions and I did 0 out of 3. The reason I'm shooting this video is there's a possibility that Daniel Andrews today is going to outline what is going to happen in Melbourne over the next month. There is a possibility, from what I can tell, that stage 4 lockdown is going to be extended. There is a possibility that that is going to be said today. Let's not jump to conclusions, but I'm putting the jigsaw puzzle together, and it appears that the magic number that the Victorian government wants to get down to is 25 infections per day, and based on the current modelling, that's not going to be achieved by the original stage 4 lockdown finish date. And that could mean, as Victoria's saying, that we're going to be looking at extending that into October. The reason I'm shooting this video is that I don't want people, when that is said in Victoria, and particularly in Melbourne, to sort of catastrophize. And I thought I'd share this video because in my own experience, if I actually factor something that is going to happen that's not going to be great, and I already factored it in, I actually cope with it a lot better. So apparently the news is going to happen in the next half hour, someone has just said. But I want to share with you 2 strategies that I use to cope me when shit happens. One is a strategy, and why this is important, because I think people have thought fallacies. A thought fallacy, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it tonight, because I actually do believe that people can go to some extent to control their mind, right? So thought fallacies are when we catastrophize, or that when we mind read, right? And I'm not going to go into it, but I'm going to just give you, there's a possibility that today, when you have Daniel Andrews go on the TV and outline the plan that, you know, we're going to have people that are going to be freaking out, another 3-4 weeks of this again. Well, let me tell you, here are 2 techniques that can help you. The first one is what I call having a mantra. A mantra is something that you say to yourself. It's something that's soothing, and it takes away the fallacies thinking and the catastrophizing by actually reminding you that you've got this sentence that you use that actually helps you put things into the proper perspective. Not worse and not better than what they are, but as they are. And I'm going to share with you my mantra. And the mantra that I use, whether I'm stuck in traffic or whether there's something shit that has happened, and I'm not going to go into because there's a lot of shit things that can happen. The first is, my mantra is, this shall pass. This shall pass. It helps you remind yourself it's not permanent and that your current situation is not your final destination. So if we do have a delay in stage 4 lockdown, a far better belief than carrying on like a drama queen, right, is to sit there and say, hey, this shall pass as well. That's the first thing. The second thing that helps me overcome catastrophizing is a process called scaling. Scaling allows you to actually position that event on a scale and helps you realize that what you thought was like the end of the world is in fact just something on the scale of things, not too high a problem. An example would be, for me, scaling. A 10 out of 10 problem to me would be something happens to your kid unexpectedly that's very bad. That's a scaling. That's a 10 problem. So when I've got a scale and I say, okay, that's a 10 problem, or that you're, been diagnosed and you've got 90 days to live, right? Or you've just found out that someone in your family has passed away in an accident, right? That is an example of scaling, because then you turn around and say, if that's a 10, what does staying at home during a stage 4 lockdown for another 3 or 4 weeks really mean on a scale of 10? And I want to remind you that even if that were to happen, you can still go off and do your exercise. You can still go off and have Uber delivered to your home. You can still actually spend time with your loved ones, which you might actually cherish a lot, because come October, November, December, you might actually be looking forward to dropping the tools again, because you might be under the pump. You might be under the pump because there's a good chance you're not going to have your normal Christmas holiday this year. And I'm saying, Easter's going to be your next big break, Australia and New Zealand. And why I say that? Because there won't be as many Christmas parties, number one. Number two, there won't be as many people traveling interstate or overseas. And number three, with people being at home, we clearly know from realestate.com's numbers, and that was proven last month, 12 million people were engaged on the platform because they've got this incredible appetite for real estate. So my advice to you is factor in that, hey, we might have a little bit of a longer lockdown, but guess what? If you really think about it, you might end up saying to yourself, hey, I'm going to use those extra few weeks to, enroll in a course like Taney has at Harvard. You can do these short courses for free of charge at Harvard University and then pay $99 to get the certificate. You might turn around and say, hey, I've got, going to have my equipment at there, my TRX bars and TRX bands, and, work on my body. Actually go start focusing and being more thankful and start looking about what's right in my life. I might actually draw a piece of paper and on one side of the paper write down my joy enablers and my joy suckers, and then I'll just spend more of my time in my joy enablers. And for many of you, that could be meditation, it could be doing some yoga at home, or if you're not in Melbourne, you could go off and do yoga at a studio. But I'm going to talk a lot about that tonight, and the reason why I say it is if you can control your mind, you can control your life. Guys and girls, I'm signing off. Have a great day. Happy Father's Day. And always remember, the problem is never the problem. It's the way that you look at the problem. That's the problem.